Hello, Investie Besties. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, welcome. And if you are a returning Investie Bestie, thank y'all for coming back. I do appreciate all of you guys being here on this channel. Me and my family of 5 is documenting our journey with real numbers to something called FIRE. We are trying to retire with a $3 million net worth, or probably just $3 million in the bank. We're trying to figure that out. But yes, we are going to retire with some money, okay? We're going to try to retire early with some money. And I talk about investing, wealth building. I talk about cryptocurrency, NFTs. I talk about net worth, just ways to grow your money realistically and something that will last you over time. So if that sounds interesting to you, go on and subscribe to the channel, like the video, hit that little bell notification button so that you don't miss an upload every time your Investie Bestie posts a video. Okay, guys? So today we're going to be talking about how to save and invest for your children, okay? And some of these could even apply to your nieces and nephews, maybe cousins, siblings, anything of the like, okay? So I really love talking about ways to save for our children. Why? Because we really do want to give the young people a head start into the future. I mean, most of us that watch this channel, your Investie Bestie included, your Investie Bestie's husband as well, grew up with not knowing a lot about money or just good money habits. I'm telling you guys, I didn't even know how to write a check. I didn't even know how to open up a bank account. I didn't even know how to deposit money in the bank. And these are some of the things we want to kind of break off, okay? These are some of the financial generational curses we need to eliminate, especially in communities of color. The people in that day and time just didn't know how to do it. And so again, now that we know, now that we have more information and access to more knowledge, it's up to us to really teach this next generation how to move forward so that they can achieve whatever financial goals that they have and have realistic expectations about it, okay? They need to know how to budget. They need to know how to manage their money. They need to know how to invest their money and maybe invest and save for their children so we can keep this wheel, keep this ball rolling down the line. Because what point is it to give them a whole bunch of money and they don't understand how to manage it? They don't understand what it took to work for it and to keep it. And these are the things we have to teach them. So one of the things that I do for my children is teach them on their level to get them started, especially when they're young. I really love the idea of a piggy bank. I think piggy banks with children, especially when they're young, is a great way to introduce saving. It's also a great way to teach them how to manage any money that they get. So maybe they'll get $1 or even a quarter, guys. Break that quarter down. Yes, break the quarter down and tell them a dime goes here, a nickel goes here, a dime goes there, a penny goes there. Why? Because it's teaching them fundamental principles about making sure you break down your money and give each penny an assignment, okay? It won't be dollars to them, but give each penny an assignment. That's so important. It'll also teach them to save for themselves. It'll teach them how to delay gratification. It'll teach them to separate needs versus wants. And even if they want it, like, do they want it because that's something that will make them happy, or do they want something because they see somebody else have? These are some of the things that we are teaching them without them even realizing it at a young age. So I always say start with the piggy bank and get them started with saving their pennies, their dimes, their quarters as well. The next thing that you can do is open a savings account for them. So Capital One, you can open up a kid's savings account. Check your local bank, your local credit union. Yes, you can open up a savings account for your children. It'll be under you, but it'll still be an account in their name. And that way you can teach them. If they get like $5 from an auntie, they'll get $20 from grandmama, grandpa. They can go actually to the bank. You can teach them how to fill out a deposit slip, or now you can deposit money on your phone. They may love that option as well. Teach them how to deposit their money, how to have a checking and a savings account, because yes, you should be able to open up a checking and savings account for your children and teach them, okay, we're going to put a part of this money aside if you want them to give to the church or give to an organization or give back to other people. Maybe put a little bit aside for their future. Okay, you know you're going to want a bike, you know you're going to want this video game, so you want to make sure you put some aside for that, and then the rest of it you can use on whatever you like. And let me just tell y'all from my experience, when kids realize that they have to put up some of their own money, they become a little wiser with how they spend their money. See, when they're going into the store and they're spending all your money, They are just like, I want that, I want that, I want that, I want that. But when you tell them, okay, you got to pay half of this, they are much, much more like selective about what they get. I just think it's so funny. Again, guys, this is what we're trying to teach them, to really think about the purchases that they make. The next thing that you want to do if you're trying to save and invest for your children is start with a college account. Now, this is more for investing for their future. You're just putting money aside out of each paycheck that you get. And again, it doesn't have to be a lot. I'm trying to get that point across on my channel. You don't have to invest a lot. If all you have is $10 out of each of your paycheck to put towards your kids' future, and the sooner you start, the better, then that money will grow because you have compound interest and time on your side. Okay, so there are two types of accounts that you can use if you're trying to open up an account for your kids. It can be a 529 or an UTMA/UGMA, and you'll see it on the screen. So 529s are really great for college. Okay, so this is the tricky part, because when your babies are young, like with my daughter, for example, they're young, they're 5 years old, you're in your mind, they're going to college, they're going to be a doctor, blah, 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 blah. But when they become 16, their plans may not line up with your plans. They may think, I don't want to go to college. I'd rather just go like to technical school, or I want to go into the military or something along those lines. And so you want to just make sure you check back in with your teenagers when they become, I would say 14, 15, or when they're entering, let's say 10th grade, for example, because when they're entering 9th grade, they really don't know yet, but they start to formulate an idea around 10th grade, maybe even 11th. But I would say 10th grade is one of those good, nice sweet spots where you can ask them, okay, what are you trying to be, or what do you want to go to school for? What are some of the things that interest you in terms of real life? What industry do you think you may want to work in? Things of the like. That way, you know, okay, if this child not planning on going to college, now you can send a 529 to another kid, but let's say that's the only child you have. You may decide, okay, I'm just cash this out, because yes, you can do that. If the kid decide not to go to college, you will have to pay taxes. But again, guys, you will have access to the money. But they also have something called UTMAs and UGMAs. So those are nice because let's say your child do not decide to go to college. You can save and give that money to them if they get married, buy a house, maybe major life events. But the caveat to UTMAs and UGMAs, and the difference between those is that you can, with one, you can leave property and cars and things like that. The other one, you don't. So the UTMA is the uniform transfers to minors. That's the one where you can leave property and cars and artwork and jewelry to children. The UGMA is the uniform gifts to minors act. That can be just money, okay? But keep in mind, with those two, the money will automatically transfer to the child or to the young adult at age 18 or 21, depending on your state, okay? Now, this is something else you got to think about. Will your child, you know your child better than anyone else, be able to handle receiving that money at age 18 or 21? Now, I can tell you, I know my daughter could handle that. She is mature. She is responsible for her age. She is trustworthy. Now, she is a teenager, but underneath all of it, we trust our daughter. Now, my youngest son, no. No. Okay, guys, I'm not even lying to y'all. So this is where you got to know your kids. So you have to figure out if it's a 529 or if it's an UTMA or UGMA that you want to open up in terms of their future. Okay, so the next type of account that you can utilize is a brokerage account. Now, usually what people do with this is that they will open up the account in their name, though it is specifically purposed for the child, okay? So if you have a Robinhood account, let's say, and you want to open up a Robinhood account under your name, but that money will specifically be used for your child, you can do that. If you want to go to Fidelity or Vanguard and you want to open up a taxable account, because those are what brokerage accounts are. If you want to know more about what are taxable accounts, check out this video because you need to know that. But you will open up a taxable account with Fidelity or Vanguard, and it'll be in your name, but you can use those funds specifically for your child and then transfer it over to their name when they become of legal age. So you could do it that way as well. Also, if you have a teenager, okay, Fidelity has something called the Fidelity Youth Account, which is really, really great. So basically it's an account under you. You're the custodian of it, but it motivates and educates teenagers to start investing on their own, to invest in stock market. And my baby, and I have talked about it on this channel, and I have showed it on this channel as well, has an account like that. So Fidelity has a youth account, and I'll have the link down below if you have a teenager and you want them to start investing into the stock market. Another account that would be beneficial for your children is a Roth. So yes, you can open up a Roth IRA. If you have no idea what a Roth is, girl, I explained this so simply in this video. I got you, okay? I got you. Check out out that video. I think you will really, really, really like it. But I love Roths. And yes, you can have a Roth for your child if they have earned income. Okay, guys, let's say they were a child model, okay, or they participated in a pageant, you know, their first job working at a local fast food place or a clothing store, anything of the like. Your child can put a piece of their money into a Roth IRA and you as the parent can match it. Yes, you can match it. So you're actually incentivizing and motivating them to save for their future because you're going to match whatever that they put in. I also love the Roth IRA is because that money for them grows tax-free over time. It has no impact on their financial aid, which is absolutely great. Now, again, the downside to that is that they have access to the money when they become 18 or 21, depending on your state. So just, you know, keep that in mind, guys. Now, for us, we have a specific case where we have a son who has special needs. There is something called special needs trust that you can put money into that for those kids. And that way, when the money is needed later in life, because we don't need the money right now, as long as we are alive and in our right minds, our son will be taken care of. But there will come a day where we won't be here anymore. And my husband and I want to make sure that we have some money set aside for him when that happens, okay? And our goal is to save $10,000 for him, and that's it. We're just going to save $10,000 and let the market do the rest of the work. And we're thinking by the time we aren't here anymore, he should have a nice chunk of change to help him live off of. And he'll be like one of the beneficiaries of our estate anyway. So like that's one reason why we are keeping our main house and paying off our main house so that our son can always have a place to live. Did you also know that you can have other people send gifts or money to their future? So let's say you have a grandmom who say, what do they want for Christmas? What do they need? You can just say, well, you know what? We are saving for their future college expenses. They can contribute to their future college. And you also want to make sure that you instill in your children the importance of working hard for what you want in life. That because, and this is something that we talk with our daughter about often, is you may know that mommy and daddy is saving for your future, but that does not mean that you get to sit around and do nothing. We expect good grades while you are in school. We expect you to have a part-time job. Yes, because I worked when I was in college. You have a part-time job too. You can get something on campus because we want to instill a good work ethic. And then we want to teach them how to not take money for granted, that money does not grow on trees, that we are a couple of generations from the poorhouse, and that it's up to you to kind of carry this forward. Everything we poured into you, everything we taught you, everything that we have done to give you a good head start, we expect you to continue to do this, okay? We expect you to teach your children, to continue to help your brother, continue to give back to others. These are the money and financial ideals that we are trying to instill in our children. And this is something that I definitely recommend that we all instill in all of our children. And yes, that includes nieces and nephews and cousins and younger siblings as well. This is how we break these chains. This is how we move the train forward when it comes to generational wealth, because that is what we're trying to achieve, right? Generational wealth. And keep in mind, guys, if you're looking for like a tracker or something that can help you stay motivated, a visual, because I'm all about the visuals on this channel, check out my website, mt1finance.com. I have several kid trackers up there for you to use if you like. So that is the video, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment down below. Are you saving for your kids' future? Are you just starting to save? Have you been saving? And what accounts are you utilizing to help them have a good head start? Thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate you being here. And until next time, I'll see you on the next one, okay? Bye-bye.